Dorking Wanderers, a team born in just 1999. A sharp climb in a short period of time has seen them rise from park football to the National League South. Founded by a group that included the current manager and chairman, Mark White, they began life in the Crawley and District League in 1999, playing their games at Big Field Brockham. The club remained here until 2007, and after several promotions, it relocated to West Humble playing fields, staying there until 2018 when they moved to a newly built multi-million-pound stadium complex. The 2015 season also saw the club progress further than ever before in the FA Cup, where they were finally defeated by an extra-time goal against Biggleswade. The club marked their first year in the Ryman Division 1 South by finishing runners-up, where they were unfortunate to lose in the playoffs. The following season, they secured promotion through the playoffs, this time only missing out on the title by goal difference. The 2017 and 18 season saw Dorking Wanderers in the Bostik Premier League for the first time in the club's short history, coinciding with their move to the newly constructed multi-million-pound Meadowbank Stadium. In the 2018 and 19 season, Dorking Wanderers kicked off the new season in their brand new stadium at Meadowbank Park, finding their form from December onwards, going on to lose just one league game in 2019. The team went on to win the Bostik Premier League by 22 points, meaning that in 2019 and 20, they would battle it out in the National League South. This made sure that the club would play at their highest ever level on their 20th anniversary. During this landmark season, the club found themselves in 7th place before the season was cancelled due to the coronavirus. And now we get to today. On this day, manager Mark White has decided to step aside and focus on his chairman duties to try and secure financial security for Dorking Wanderers for the coming near and distant future. He has hand-selected his replacement from a very strong field of potential managers, finally landing
on me. Hello and welcome to the Full Send YouTube channel. This is Complete Control Dorking Wanderers, and you can see on the screen right now myself, Full Send. I have replaced the current manager in real life and also the chairman in real life, Mark White. He's a club legend, he's one of the founders, as I'm sure you would have seen in the introduction. Well, and if there is anything you want to know about the club, please do go back and watch that. I won't be talking too extensively about Dorking Wanderers as a club today, because this is going to be just a quick squad introduction / what's this save going to be sort of video, where I'll talk you through the plans for the save, what my responsibilities are going to be, the current squad, not all of it, probably the top 5 players. I'll show you the rest of the squad, and then we'll talk about tactics and where I'm going to need some signings, and I'll probably go over the finances as well. Just a quick overview of the club in particular. See, now the media predicts us to finish 5th, and I've done a test on this already. This is the beta version of the game. I will be starting a brand new one when the full game is released on the 24th. But I just wanted to do this to introduce you to the side, take you through a few of the players, introduce myself, just a little taster before the full series comes out. This is going to be a series because it's going to be either Dorking Wanderers, one club save, get them to the Champions League, win that hopefully, might go into international management, who knows, But yeah, if say I'm doing pretty well, get them into the League 2 or something, and it's a bit more difficult than I think it's going to be, I might move on to someone like QPR or a side like that, struggling in real life. One of the big dogs that used to be gone. Well, I don't know. It depends. I might not get any offers at all. But anyway, back into the overview. Director of Football's Jordan Clark. Don't know that much about him or anything at all. 20 working with youngsters. Awful knowledge, but fantastic with the younger players. £300 per week. Assistant manager's Dean Milton. He's adaptable. I'll give him that. Can't imagine he'll be here for the full save, or maybe even the next couple of years. But I am looking at one of the current playing staff to potentially come in and replace him. Media prediction 5th. Not too sure about that. One trophy in the club's history, the English Isthmian League Premier Division. That's a mouthful. We're in the FA Cup, in the qualifying round, FA Trophy. That's something we should probably be trying to aim for. I'm not sure on the financial power of that trophy, but hopefully it'll be a little bit of a boost. Finished 7th in the Vanarama South last year. That is a bit skewed because of, obviously, there's this thing called COVID going around that's killed football clubs like Dorking financially. Club's 21 years old. Yeah. So they can only go up from here. Just a quick overview of the squad. The squad type personality is loyal. Alfie Rutherford, top earner Barry Fuller. We'll talk more about Barry Fuller in a sec. The philosophies, I don't know if this will change for the full game, but they want us to reach the playoffs, first round, second round, so they want us to qualify for the FA Cup. Okay, that's interesting. Again, might change in the full game. If there are any changes to this, I'll probably come back and record that, show you everything that's changed. I'm going to say no to all of these at the moment because that's not what we're going to see today, which record it as the beta. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this. I think this is going to be a fairly interesting Football Manager save on YouTube. I'm not sure how many people have taken full responsibility for all these things, but that probably is the first thing I'm going to talk about. So the whole promise of complete control is that where possible, I will control every single aspect of something. So contracts, both for the senior under 23s and under 18s. Yep, we've got an under 18 side. I'm going to be taking control of contracts. If there's a player that's not good enough, I'll probably delegate it to my staff so they can decide whether or not there'll be good squad depth. Training, I'll eventually get into training, which I should probably show you next game, next episode even. It shouldn't be too hard at this level because they're only training 3 times a week, maybe even twice if there's a game on a Saturday rather than a Sunday. I'm not sure of the calendar just yet. So yeah, I'm going to learn quite a lot about training. Hopefully you can learn alongside me, so that's units, mentoring, individual. My coaches, I'm obviously going to use my coaches to teach different aspects of the training, but I'm going to organise it all myself, look into how and where I can improve on it. Transfers, so I'm not 100% sure on whether or not I'll be doing the ins for under 23s and 18s. If someone's really good but they're really young, maybe I'll move them into the under 23s. Maybe I'll think, okay, does that player fit straight into the senior squad or not? Outs I'll definitely respond to, because sometimes you see your staff say goodbye to a player that is just too good to go. And I'll be completely honest, I've never really managed at this sort of level. I usually start at League 1, League 2 as the lowest, so I'm not that familiar with the Vanarama National League South. I know there's like 40 games in the league plus playoffs, which is an insane schedule for semi-professional football clubs. Although I think a Billericay professional... No. Are there any professional teams in here? No, not even them. Let's have a quick look at the season preview though. Ebbsfleet are professional. So, and Dulwich are also professional. I didn't realise that. I imagine those two are the sides that I'm going to have to be battling it out with at the top. You can see we got one player in there. But yeah, let's look at the squad and see. Oh, of course, scouting as well. Scouting else is something else I'm going to be setting up the assignments. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and manually recruit players myself. That would take such a long time. And I don't know that much about semi-professional football. So players like Tom Beer, who I do know because he scored the winner in one of the legs playoff for AFC Wimbledon that essentially led to them getting promoted into League One. So he's a player that, oh, you know what, it's just a trial, isn't it? No, not offer a contract, offer him a trial. There you go. Yeah, into the squad. So here we've got just a quick overview of the team. I like to have the abilities and potentials showing up in front of me because I'm not that fussed about contracts at the moment. I know there are a few players that are probably getting paid over the odds, but let's do it like this and talk about the most important 5 players for me. Barry Fuller, ex-AFC Wimbledon right back. He was the captain for a couple of seasons, led them to getting promoted into League 1, sorry. Just a fantastic all-round player. Definitely too good for this level. Played 30 games at League 1 last year, and now he's moved to Vanarama South. I can only assume from the fact that he's 35 and he's really not ever really played outside of the M25. So he likes to stay sort of around South London. I think that's the furthest north he's been at Barnet, because that's not a million miles away from where I live actually. So would that have been... That might have been the season that Edgar Davids played for Barnet and also managed them. Actually, is he on the game? Edgar Davids, yes he is. So he was manager at Barnet. Yes, he would have played alongside Barry Fuller. He could have had a Barry Fuller, Edgar Davids pivot down the right hand side. Oh my god, that's just absolutely amazing. So one of my goals for this series is to eventually have, if it takes off, if I get a few hundred people interested, maybe even 20, 30 people interested, maybe I can talk to some of these players, get them on like a Zoom call or something and ask them about their careers. Barry's definitely my number one to go and ask some questions. I want to know what Edgar Davids was like as a player manager at Barnet. That's incredible. But then he went from playing at Barnet alongside players like Edgar Davids to AFC Wimbledon, playing with Adebayo Akinfenwa, who now plays in the Championship of all places. And he was just a cult hero, but Barry Fuller is a Wimbledon legend. And next we've got Callum Kennedy. This seems like a theme, but he's also someone that got promoted with AFC Wimbledon back here in the 15-16 season, going up in the playoffs, and then he went to Leyton Orient. He's another one that is just too good for this level. I don't know how he's only played 12 and 20 games for Billericay last year in this level, but he's going to be playing a lot more for me this year. His stats aren't incredible. I know I didn't talk about Barry Fuller's that much, but he's just another level to all the rest of the squad. So let's just have a quick look. Actually, just look at his mentals. There's 3 under 10, and he's playing in the National South. It's just 16 tackling, 19 work rate. Just a ridiculous player. The goalkeeper, Sam Howes, 22 years old, has never played for AFC Wimbledon, but he's another one that sort of stuck around the London area. So that's a current thing, because Callum Kennedy, the furthest away he's played is probably Rotherham or Swindon. Like, these are all drivable distances apart. But yeah, Sam Howes is our goalkeeper, will be for at least a couple of seasons. Leading player for the Vanarama South, could be League 2, so that could be 3, could be 4 seasons that he's with us, because I'd like to imagine that someone like him would stay and be loyal. Yeah, hopefully he just sticks around, because he's another one that he played for in the Premier League. No, he didn't play in the Premier League, but he's played at this level for quite a long time. But he's been at 2 Premier League clubs. He was at West Ham, then he was at Watford. Another one that's not really gone outside of London, Jason Pryor. Now this actually is a theme now, because he played for Wimbledon for 2 years in the season that Barry Fuller was playing with Venkat Davids. But again, he's stayed around the south of England. I'm not sure where Moneyfields is exactly in the world. Portsmouth, okay, south of London, obviously not South London. Did you know that Portsmouth is an island? That's my fact of the day. But he's a goal scorer at this level, and that's quite clear from 23 goals with Havant and Waterlooville, followed by 21, followed by 14 last year, and the season got cut in half. So God knows how many goals he would have scored last year with those extra 11 games. Definitely would have broken 20, and that's sort of what I'm hoping for from him this year. Hopefully he can find some goal scoring form, put the ball in the back of the net a few times. He is one of our top earners as well, so we'll see how he goes for this year, because it might get to the end of it and he's only scored 5 or 6 and we let him go, because £600 could get you a released Premier League player, to be honest. And now they're not up the top here, neither of them, but 2 of my most important players are these 2 here, Jake Gallagher and Dan Gallagher. Weirdly enough, they are brothers. I didn't realise that, but they are. And Jake is another one that should be playing in the division above. Scored a couple of goals last year. Just a very good all-rounder in midfield. Good tackling, good teamwork, very determined, very aggressive, which is what I like from my midfielders. I like them to deck someone if they're getting too close to the goal. I'm going to see if I can individually train Jake Gallagher to throw some elbows, but I doubt that's in the game. And Dan Gallagher, his brother, is going to play behind him. 10 tackling, good positioning, good determination, good stamina. Yeah, and also ex-AFC Wimbledon. That's essentially a key ingredient for playing for me, is that you have to have played for Wimbledon at some point. And another very interesting thing about these 2 brothers is that there is a 3rd Gallagher brother that is a coach for our under 18s, having played for us 2 years ago. And I think that's incredible. 3 brothers all in the same squad. And there's a 4th one as well. It's a 4th one that's on loan from Chelsea. He's playing in the Premier League. I didn't realise they were brothers. I didn't realise it was that Conor Gallagher. Jesus. He's on 15 grand a week. He could pay for all 3 of his brothers' salaries in a week. Wow. But everywhere else, we need depth essentially everywhere. We're okay at right back. We've got Philpott who can fill in. Get it? No, never mind. Just a very bad average player for this level. He might even not be good enough for it. Yeah. division below he's suggested to play at. Centre-backs are horrendous. All three of them are a bit crap. It says El Abdi's a left back, but he is absolutely not. He is a centre-back through and through. Big guy. He's played at this level below. Again, this is probably the ceiling for most of our players. We are going to need another striker, because even though you go here and you look at Alfie Rutherford, who is our hot prospect, he's not really a hot prospect because he's been playing at this level for 4 years, and he scored quite a lot of goals in his last full season at having a Waterlooville. Well, not even his last full season. He scored less goals in the South than he did in the National. He scored a lot of goals down in the Isthmian. So hopefully, if we give him some starts, maybe he can develop a bit. See, the 5 determination worries me. He's got 88 goals in 204 games in his career. That's not horrendous. But that's not a top tier striker, is it really? There's no one else in here. Mostly because I didn't select the add players to squads option when I was setting up the game, which I will for the full one. Because Ed Edge.
You think you know me?
No way. Oh my!
Sorry, anyway. Ed Younghusband. Oh my god, these are some amazing names. I didn't even notice these before. But yeah, anyway. There's going to be more names here when I come back, and here, because I'm going to add players in. I'm going to add players to playable squads, just so it gives us some regens to fill the squad out. If we get someone good, that'd be really interesting, because we can watch them grow with us. But yeah, all in all, the squad is in desperate need of some reinforcements and some replacements. We've got lots of right wingers, so maybe we could see some of those leave. Although players like Matt Briggs can play both sides, and I like an inverted winger on the left, so he won't be on the transfer list next time you see him. £400 contracts. A quick look at the contracts. 4 players not on deals. Dan Gallagher will get one. But they all expire at the end of the year. Barry Fuller's obviously our star player, and he's tied most played. Callum Kennedy is on 450. 300 is our lowest paid player. That seems like quite a lot still. And Slavomir Huck's been at Dorking for 5-6 years. He won't start this year, but he's a decent backup for like the FA Vase and things like that. Finances, 77,000. Extra 750 in the wage budget. Hopefully I can build some of that up by releasing players. We're projected to lose 350,000 this year, and we only have one kit sponsor worth 25,000. That runs out in 2 years, end of next season. That's not a worry yet. No debts or loans. Wages don't change if we get promoted. What contract is worth the most? Sam Howe's contract is worth the most. Is that because he signed it? No, I don't understand that. Why is his contract worth 37,500? He's on. It's almost double Barry Fuller's. I don't understand this, because Pryor's down here, $650 per week, and it's only worth 7k. Okay, I don't understand this. The bit club info, playing at Meadowbank, $3,000. You would have seen some nice drone shots of the Meadowbank ground. Basic academy youth coaching and recruitment. We're going to attempt to get that sorted, although it probably won't happen for a few years. Council-owned stadium, which makes sense because it's like an all-rounder for loads of people to use. Adequate corporate, I don't think that changes anything. Poor training in youth, again, that's something that will change in the future, purely because we have £70,000 in the bank, so we can't really do much yet with it. Barry Fuller's the team leader, of course. Kane loves me already. Kane Willis looks like a decent player. Well, I'm not going to actually look to get rid of anyone yet, just thinking about it, because we've only got this many players. That's probably not even enough to get a full squad together. Yeah, that's just a quick overview of the squad, a little bit about the finances, some of my favourite players, favourite player. Barry Fuller is the one I was talking about earlier, by the way, when I said my future assistant manager. Me and Barry go way back in Football Managers. He wants to take up a coaching role once his playing days are over, so that's good. He will immediately go onto my coaching staff at whatever wage he requests, if that does happen. But yeah, he's a very experienced player, so I'd like to have him sitting next to me in the dugout. Yeah, if there's any questions for me in the comments, please do ask them. Feel free to share this on Twitter. You can tweet at me at FullSendFM. Make sure you follow me as well. That's where I'll tweet out each episode. Maybe I'll definitely talk to people on there. I don't have anyone that follows me, so you follow me, we'll immediately be friends, and we can always talk about football. But yeah, I'll be making another episode with the full game is out. Just going back over the squad, having a look at our regens, and yeah, I will catch you on the 28th of July, which is tomorrow maybe. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you from you soon. Goodbye.